I have a god brother. He passed away last May from ultimately it was a fentanyl overdose. Um, and addiction is really an interesting thing. He was in such a rush to um, get back to society. He had even left rehab early that I think he might have, almost like an injured athlete that comes back too soon. But I think there was a certain darkness and a certain shame that was on him that he was in a dire hope to get off of them, and I think that eradicated his patience. Um, when you have people in therapy, addiction recovery, how do you help them with the self-image and the shame part that comes with having the struggle that they have?
Yeah, well, I definitely like that question. And you're correct that for a lot of people's recovery, they have to establish a healthy way of dealing with this issue of shame. Um, and, you know, in the 12-step community, we talk about, um, shame actually sometimes leading you to relapse. Woe is me, pour me another drink. Or, and so yeah, whether it's psychotherapy, whether it's, counseling, it can be really important to help that person understand that they're not doing themselves any favor with victimizing themselves and embracing the victim role of, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. I remember I would always remind my patients in life, there are two things you can do. Number one, you can do the best that you can. And number two, you can learn from your mistakes. And that's pretty much all you can do. You can do the best that you can, and you can learn from your mistakes as you keep moving forward. And part of the learning from your mistakes is not wallowing in the past necessarily in all the wrongs that you've done, and then just feeling as if you're worthless. It can be a tremendous mistake to revisit the past with perspectives that just leave you feeling weaker. That's not a fruitful ever. So if you need the support, then you get the support so that when you revisit the past, you emerge from that experience more powerful, having learned something that you can take moving forward. That's critical because life is depending on us. We have children, we have families, we have relationships, we have communities that are depending on us to keep moving forward and to keep making a contribution, so that we don't want to embrace perspectives that paralyze us.
Man, that is so good. Is there a unique set of traits that you have seen in your patients that have come into the program and just got it, knocked it out of the park, resumed life, overcame it? Like, is there something that they seem to possess that's unique to that segment?
Well, what I've noticed is people with the best prognosis. So people who tend to be the most likely to respond positively and enjoy a robust and rich sobriety. What I've noticed is they tend to be strong in some composite of the seven vitals. So when we talk about the seven vitals, we're talking about spirituality, relationships, resources, the things you possess, your house, your finances, whatever. Your management of time, we're vitally connected to time. Then of course there's your health, mental and physical. Number 6 is your purpose. And then number 7 is rest and recreation. So what I've seen is, people who do well, for example, are people who figure out how to live their purpose so that it heals their pain. Packed within one's
Mm.
purpose is often a solution to dealing with the pain of the trauma that they might have experienced, the pain of just sometimes as you going through life, it's associated with trauma and pain. And hidden within a person's purpose can often be that ingredient for actually healing the pain.